Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the DevasiaMentality Plays Sonic the Hedgehog 3D Blast, the first in our Sonic the Hedgehog 25th Anniversary Marathon.
Oh, and what a fine start.
Oh, fine indeed. Because we're playing Sonic the Hedgehog 3D Blast on the Sega Saturn.
Yeah, the good version. The good version.
In massive quotation marks.
Oh,
well, let's...
Oh.
Dem 3Ds.
Oh,
this is the best 3Ds you're ever going to see.
Going fast. Can't stop running around. It's the speed of sound. Sonic. You can't stop.
Bird!
Jesus.
Bird! Bird! Bird!
Really.
Fat bird.
Get in your face. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
They're your friends.
The birdie, they're called flickies.
You gotta help these things. Like, keep them from being eaten by cats.
Oh, yeah. God. But yes, Sonic 3D Blast for the Sega Saturn. Honestly, my preferred version of the game for various reasons. Apart from the higher graphical fidelity that is provided by playing this game on the Sega Saturn,
instead of
there's also
computer.
To be honest, the computer version that we had is watered down even from this. I mean, it has a lot of the same things, but it falls short, like, on other fronts, which we'll get into as we go along. And a rather unfortunate scenario that I've encountered while recording this game is that I had to record it in progressive scan mode, and it's natively interlaced. So Sonic has no shield, even though he has a shield.
It's fine.
Or other times he will be just a ball, and you won't be able to see him at all. The point is, I wish I could figure out why the fuck interlaced video is such a problem. It's just like, I can't ever use Sony Vegas plus Elgato together without a problem.
Problems.
So this is being rendered at basically 30 frames per second with no frame blending or interpolation to counteract the thing.
Well, shit.
But yeah, Sonic 3D Blast. This is totally 3D right here. This is all super 3D-isms. Actually, it isn't. This is.
Yes, this one thing that was,
This is the most significant thing about
removed from every other version.
Well, not necessarily removed, but the special stages are the most different thing in every version of this game. The Sega Saturn version of the game has this, which is basically... It's the standard Sonic 2 style tube special stages in 3D. Like, full 3D.
Yeah. And it
using
looks...
what pretty much looks like his Sonic R model, or maybe the Sonic R model is using this one. Gasp revelations!
Well, I don't think they look perfectly the same.
You think so?
Oh. I don't think they look perfectly the same, but even so, they might be edited or reused partially.
Well, the point is 3D models. This is Sonic 3D Blast. You need some 3D in your life.
Yeah, on the Sega Saturn. Actually,
oh, I love this music too.
How many games on the Sega Saturn? Well, okay.
The Saturn wasn't necessarily a 3D powerhouse.
Not very many games used it.
No.
On it, I believe.
Well, the games that did use it were kind of weaker by comparison.
They kind of used, like,
fellow 3D systems such as the PlayStation and N64.
There was kind of a lot of, like, pseudo 3D effects, like parallax, or whatever you call that. Where it's...
Sonic got a Chaos Emerald. Fun fact, that music you just heard was taken straight from Sonic R, because I put it there. Because those Sonic got a Chaos Emerald screens They have no music. Here's where the major problem comes from.
Hey, here we go. Everything is pretty now.
I'm a cheese ball now. This is the Golden Shield, a new shield to this game that includes something that would become basically a staple of Sonic the Hedgehog for the rest of his career, the homing attack. Get near an enemy, double tap jump, and booyah! Home in. But as far as this being a 3D Sonic game, let's not beat around the bush. This is isometric. This is an isometric platformer. The third dimension still eludes us.
Yes, it's
And because of its isometric viewpoint, can't really see a whole lot in front of us or around us at all. So moving fast is not a good idea.
No, it's flat things moving through a flat. Everything is just kind of. It's hard to. There's no depth, really. I guess you can't quite tell where anything is.
To be perfectly clear, this. Well, there is some vague consideration of a third dimension, in that. Oh my God, there's. You can jump up as well as run on the ground in 2 directions. Or 4 directions, or 8 directions. Whatever. The point is, you have 8 directional movement.
8 directional music. Oh boy. The new genre.
But there's no 3-dimensional depth, really.
Yeah, it's just like,
It's just a flat plane.
It's disorienting, and you can't really. It's
you
hard
can't
to focus on
move fast through it because you don't have a good enough view, for one. For 2, it's so flat, there's really nothing to it. It's like, why platforming?
Yeah, there's not much platforming in the game at all, is there? Until, like, well, there is some in the later stages.
Well, you jump up on different levels and stuff like that. But in terms of this being a 3-dimensional platforming challenge, it's really hard to say that this is...
You know, it also has that slippery momentum shit going on.
Well, the momentum... I would actually say the control is good. It's the game design that's bad for this type of control. I honestly find Sonic's control in this game to be perfectly fine as long as you're not running fast. Once you start running fast, you are going to get hurt. No 2 ways about it. You will feel pain.
You know, you couldn't even frickin' aim at that.
Well, again, this is an isometric... With the isometric viewpoint and no sense of the 3rd dimension here, actually trying to aim your spin dash precisely is very difficult.
Well, at least the sparkles come through.
Yeah.
I'm invincible!
But there's just one problem with the invincibility, and if you may have just noticed there, the music lasts longer than the power-up. And you know, this is another reason why... That's the main reason why I consider this the better version of Sonic 3D Blast. Most people would have for reasons that just are lost on me. The Genesis soundtrack is utterly forgettable outside of exactly 2 tunes, and the only reason I remember them is because they were in Sonic Adventure. Other than that, I absolutely love the Saturn/PC version of the soundtrack. This is not necessarily a good or favorite Sonic game of mine by any stretch of the imagination, but with this soundtrack, I will play it. Like, I did like 2 test playthroughs before actually recording this. And given that I don't think this is a good Sonic game, the fact that the soundtrack, I was listening to this soundtrack was really the only driving force behind it, because I love this music. I love it.
Bland music can ruin even a great game.
Yeah, I played the Genesis version through the Mega Collection, and I'm just... I wouldn't play it. I just would not play it. Forgive me, I just don't see the appeal of the Genesis version's music. It's not memorable, it's just noise. But this, I just... Oh! So people will consider this generic. Fuck you, please. Please fuck off. This is great. And I especially... You know, in Sonic 2, I stated I hate this type of special stage. And I still kind of do. But here's the thing. Notice my ring count and how many I need.
Oh, yeah.
These are exceptionally easy. I just took a hit there, and I'm still way over the limit. Like, if special stages like this... If there were more special stages like this in Sonic games that were as forgiving as this, I would probably actually find these type of special stages fun. As it stands, though, it's just like the only reason I'll play these special stages is because they're in this game, because they actually are relatively easy. And for those who are well acquainted with the Genesis version, wondering, why the hell did you not go after 2 Chaos Emeralds in the first act of this stage? Well, that's another difference with the Saturn version. Most people consider it the inferior version for, but I don't really mind it, honestly, is that you can only get 1 Chaos Emerald per stage. You can't visit both Knuckles and Tails in the same stage and expect to get a Chaos Emerald from each one. If you bump into Tails or Knuckles and give them 50 rings, which is the way you get access to a special stage in this game. If you go to Knuckles, give him 50 rings, get a Chaos Emerald from that one, and then find Tails, give him 50 rings, your reward for it is not a Chaos Emerald, but an extra life.
Tails is just an asshole.
No, it doesn't matter
Actually,
who you visit first. In fact, yeah, we're about to see Tails here in a moment.
You know what?
There he is.
Why do you have to give money to your frickin' friends?
In order for them to take it as special.
Guys, we need to go get the Chaos Emeralds. Guys!
Yeah, I know that, but for some reason it always costs 50 rings.
Yeah, I mean,
I never understood why that is. I mean, it's a very common thing where just you need to have 50 rings in order to get to the special stage, or find the giant ring hidden in a stage.
It weirds me out. It's like objects have kind of been switched around. Like the rings, the giant rings here, are the things that you dump flickies into. Why? When in the previous games, you got 50 rings and you jumped into a giant ring, and that's where you get a Chaos Emerald. And here it's like, no, you have to
find your friends so that they can and
your friends who are just jerking off.
Broker your money in order to get you to a special stage.
Yeah. They're so helpful. Best friends.
And you can do that actually when you think about it, is that you don't have to give them 50 rings up front. You can give them like a down payment of 10 or 19 rings or whatever, and then come back with the remaining amount that you need in order to access a special stage.
That's what when those things in this stage, these stages just explode. That's when that's just so harrowing because you can't quite tell where anything's gonna land because of this isometric view.
Well, there are drop shadows,
but even then, come on.
You can see them past the cheese wheel.
Yes.
The radioactive cheese disc that's running around.
Hey man, I'll eat any kind of cheese, except
What were those things that you bought that one time thinking that would be an entirely good idea? Like, was it like olive stuffed with blue cheese?
Yeah, I love blue cheese and I love olives, but
put them together and something goes wrong. Why am I wandering
I can
around?
see that it's like the ultimate sharpness, but
that is super sharp.
And
like so sharp you cut your tongue off on it because you don't want to taste it anymore.
But I guess I guess it would have particular people that would appeal to, but you know, it's a bit extreme.
I couldn't. I tried it, and to be honest, those are two things that I didn't like. But you know what? There are times where I've put two things I don't like together, and it works. That was not one of them.
Yes.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to keep a hold of one of these golden shields in this game due to their homing attack properties. Guess what I'm not keeping a hold of at all in this game?
Well, if you kept a hold of that is curious. Like, it's only the golden ones that seem to be causing that problem, or well,
so far
the other version of the problem.
Oh, it's a fucking frame rate issue, and you know, the fact that YouTube can even support 60 frames per second at this point is a long desired miracle. There's also that weird warbling effect on the water. But it's a Saturn game.
Yeah, you know what? I think even back, yeah. The only reason we ever played this game is for its soundtrack, because holy fuck, is this monotonous.
Yeah, because it's not just run from point A to point B. You have to pop open enemies to get the damn flickies to take to the end of the stage, dump them in that ring, to move on with the stage.
And just imagine if this is the first time you're playing the game.
Yes, I know there's a version of the game out there, specifically a ROM hack for the Genesis that removes the flicky collecting. But when you consider it, what does the game become without the flickies?
Literally nothing. You just walk.
Oh, hi, Eggman.
Ugh.
He also doesn't flash when I hit him. He just gets another crack on his thing.
Did he make him? Oh yeah, he does.
There he goes.
There we go. He does.
It all depends on which frame it wanted to cap at a given time. Yeah, this is somewhat slippery, I'll admit. But again, that's because it goes at high speed. If I were going at low speed, this wouldn't be a problem. And to be honest, I should be going at low speed most of the time, considering the issues with this stupid fucking game and its isometric viewpoint.
Yeah, his sprite is just so...
Could be worse, though. Could be Sonic Labyrinth. Yay! Which is another game I'm going to have to do very soon. Yay!